Hello, welcome back to Milnet Path Tarot. So today we're just going to do a super quick past, present, future energy check-in and see what we got. All right, Spirit, for the collective and their very recent past, let's go so recent, like within the last, let's go the last 6 months. What does the collective's last 6 months look like? Thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay. One more, please. No, that's way too many. Something came to an end. A relationship, possibly. 6 of Swords, Judgment. What else? What else? One more, please. Thank you. Okay, so we have air, water, earth. Okay. 2 of Swords, King of Cups, Cancer. 2 of Swords, King of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the 2 of Swords, which talks about needing to make a decision. It can be like a stalemate, right? But it's also about balancing your logic with your intuition. It's balancing your head and your heart, right? Because this talks about the story of Odin's ravens. Sends one raven out that way, one raven out that way. They both come back at the end of the day to report back to him, right? So he never really has to leave his throne. Well, this can also talk about hard decisions that we have to make and needing to make them. So it looks like you made some kind of decision in the recent past. It looks like it's leading you to balance out your emotions, but you're getting a little tired of waiting. You're in some kind of waiting energy, right? So you made the decision, I'm seeing. We'll get clarifiers also, but you made the decision. You are kind of just balancing your emotions. You are trying to be emotionally vulnerable and not close yourself off. And then 7 of Pentacles. So this talks about the waiting game, like, oh, the places you'll go, right? So what's happening down here, you can't see up there. And what's happening up here, you can't see down here. So it just talks about waiting, but maybe getting a little impatient. So tell me about the collective's current energy. Spirit, please. Current energy. Thank you. Whoa. Okay. One more, please. Okay. All right. Whoa. All right. So this is a breakup for sure. And if it's not, my readings are timeless. This is a good place to say my readings are timeless. So whenever you see this is when you're meant to see it. And please leave what does not resonate with you for somebody else and take only what does. Everything won't be for everyone, right? But I'm getting, you had to make a decision because you broke up. Somebody broke up with you or you broke up with them, but your current energy, this talks about backstabbing, betrayals, like painful ass endings, but it's also challenging times are almost over, right? Which is the Lovers, the Gemini, which can be the twin flame card. And if you don't subscribe to that, that's fine. But this talks about a relationship, a romantic relationship, usually. So some kind of romantic relationship came to an end. You had some kind of epiphany moment, aha moment, mental clarity, moment of truth about this person and the fact that they were breaking your heart. This is somebody from the past, obviously. 6 of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So you might be an air sign. You might be an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. But it looks like you are in this current energy of walking away from somebody you thought was your divine counterpart. You walked away from somebody you thought was your twin flame. You had some kind of epiphany or mental clarity about the fact that they just weren't. So let me see about the collectives. Let's go next 6 months. We'll go near future energy for the next 6 months, please. What does the collective's next 6 months look like? Okay. Shit. All right. So you may be meeting a divine masculine, but it looks like for your near future energy, you are rushing towards success. This is haste. This is streamlined decision making, right? It's somebody who's very witty, very intelligent. This is also things happening very, very quickly. So this is also rushing towards success. So in your near future, we have you rushing towards success. We have the High Priestess, which is somebody who is like a psychic, somebody who's a light worker, a tarot reader, a Reiki healer, an intention candle maker, right? Things like that. Obviously, if it's not exactly that and it's something else, then take what applies, right? But this could just also be secrets coming to light and just having knowledge of the occult. This is a card of using your intuition, of somebody who has very strong intuition. And then the King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This is somebody who can be considered cold, somebody who can be considered mean, for lack of a better word, but it's not that he's mean or that he's cold. It's just that he doesn't have time for bullshit. This guy and this guy are not the fucking same. This guy is very emotionally vulnerable, very like emotionally balanced. This one is fair and is a very good communicator, but ultimately is not emotional like he is, right? And that doesn't mean you have no emotions, but it talks about somebody needing to be brave, somebody who's courageous. So whatever decision you made in the past, know that the universe recognizes this. They recognize your bravery. They recognize the courage that it took for this betrayal, this backstabbing. They saw what happened and they are not a fucking fan, but they do recognize your bravery, the courage that it took to walk away from this. So let's get some clarifiers. Bottom of the deck, Two of Wands. This talks about taking inspired action towards our goals and dreams, right? It also talks about, should you stay where you are or should you venture out and see what else the world has to offer? It's like, do I stay in my comfort zone or do I go out and see what else there is, right? So let's go for the recent past. Please clarify the Two of Swords for the collective. Clarify the Two of Swords for the collective's recent past, please. Okay, just one. This one. Okay, yep. So the way she is blindfolded, okay, this is literally, you can't make this shit up. So I'm going to try to explain this the way that I see this in my head, right? So the moon talks about using, this is another card of your intuition. It's illumination. It's things do not look the same in the dark as they do in the light. So whatever decision you made, maybe you couldn't see the future. If I decide this, what will happen? If I pick this over this, what will happen, right? You made a decision, you used your head, you used your heart, you balanced both. And then the moon talks about trusting your intuition, knowing whatever decision you made, even though you couldn't see it at the time, is going to lead you to something better in the future. It's going to lead you towards success in the future. So you walked away from something that maybe stressed you out. It caused you, the moon isn't necessarily anxiety, right? That's more Nine of Swords, but I am seeing the Nine of Swords in my mind's eye with this card specifically. So that's why I'm getting the anxiety. Whatever decision you made caused you massive amounts of anxiety. But no, this card also talks about the decision you make is going to be the best decision for you, right? So the Two of Cups doesn't mean this in every situation, but for this specific reading, I am getting heavily that although you couldn't see like what the outcome would be based on what decision you made, it was the right decision. There was no wrong decision, right? So whatever it was, you made the right one for you. So bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups, King of Cups. So this could be a new relationship, a new beginning of some kind. So clarify the King of Cups for the collective's past energy, please. The Fool, okay. So balancing your emotions. This is, like I said, somebody who's emotionally vulnerable, somebody who is not going to be closed off, right? So whatever this thing was, this divine masculine energy, and again, there's no gender in tarot, but you were trying to get your emotions in balance. You were trying to get everything in check. You were trying to use your head and your heart, again, with the balance, right? So he's balanced. And then she's not necessarily balanced, but again, this is the head and the heart, the logic and the mind. The mind and the emotions. So you needed both and you used both to make whatever decision it was that you made. And you took a giant leap of faith. Again, these are so many cards of making decisions and not knowing the outcome. Her eyes are closed, but she can still see. Her eyes are blindfolded. She's in the dark, right? And she's about to jump off a fucking cliff. So it's like everybody is making decisions that they can't necessarily see the outcome for. And I don't mean everybody, I just mean you, but everybody on this spread, right? These people on the cards. Everybody is making these decisions that they cannot see the outcome for, but ultimately that's what intuition is for, right? You made the choice that was right for you, and you are taking a giant leap of faith towards that, and it's going to pay off. Like, we'll get some more clarifiers, but again, this is a relationship. I'm sorry. It has to be. Okay, I'm not going to say that. It doesn't have to be, right? This could be a job. This could be whatever, but this is very relationship coded, especially with this. This is Scorpio's card, the Death. Something came to an end, so something new can begin, right? You left something in the past. You made a decision. It was hard to make. You didn't know what the outcome would be. You took a giant leap of fucking faith towards it, right? And that was ultimately a good thing to do, because you can't stay stagnant. You can't stay stuck, because when you do that, the world keeps moving, but you don't, and we can't have that, right? So clarify the Seven of Pentacles. I keep wanting to say a giant leap of faith, but also, There's another thing I want to say. I just can't think of it. I guess if it's important enough, the spirit will remind me. But you might be an Aquarius or an Aries, because the Fool is very Aries and Aquarius coded. A new beginning. That's what I'm trying to say here. You were taking a giant leap of faith towards some kind of new beginning. And you're in this current or this very recent past energy of waiting for that to pay off. So clarify the Seven of Pentacles for the collective's recent past. No, I don't want, well, no, just one, please. We did the whole mad cards last time, and I just want one. These are good cards, though. So we'll just talk about them real quick. Queen of Wands, right? And Knight of Wands. Oh! Jeez. So fire energy. Both of these are fire energy. But this is, you know what? Forget it. We'll just take it because I'm already talking about it, and it makes sense the way I'm about to explain it. So we'll take it anyways. Life ain't always perfect, right? You got to take what you can get, especially if it makes sense and it looks clear. All right, so Seven of Pentacles. So this, again, is the waiting card. What's happening up here, you can't see down here. What you've planted down here, you can't see what's growing up there, right? So it's like a energy of waiting, but not getting kind of impatient, right? Like, when is this going to start growing? Come on. But like, you know, a tree doesn't grow overnight, so keep that in mind. But whatever it was you took this giant leap of faith towards this new beginning of, this is another card. These cards, this card and this card are relatively very similar, right? Because this is taking inspired action towards our goals and dreams. And this is just taking inspired action towards something. This is somebody who's creative, passionate, spontaneous, right? Somebody who's got a very fiery energy. So even though you're in this like earthly waiting, you're all of a sudden just deciding, you know what? Yes, I'm waiting. Yes, I've planted the seeds, but I'm also going to live my life in the meantime, right? So you're taking inspired action towards some kind of Queen of Wands energy. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's confident, somebody who's passionate, somebody who shares like the joy of her queendom with other people. So you're getting ready, whatever this thing is, get ready because it's on the way. Queen of Cups. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. These are the divine partners of the deck, right? So bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. This is somebody who is very empathetic, somebody who's emotionally mature, somebody who's very nurturing, loving, kind. So if this is just you left a person that wasn't the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups, or you left a relationship that just wasn't meant for you, and now you're taking a leap of action, you're taking inspired action, a giant leap of faith towards your new beginning, even though you don't know what the outcome is yet. Because this is very much like I'm getting an energy of, I'm looking for answers, I'm looking for confirmation, but it looks like the universe is not necessarily providing that for you, right? I'm getting an energy of, we're here, we're with you, but ultimately, this is something you're doing on your own, right? And we want you to know that you're on the right path, but we don't necessarily want you to know the whole outcome yet, if that makes sense. So clarify the Ten of Swords for the collective's current energy, Spirit. King of Wands. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. So if this is a love reading, I don't like seeing the King of Wands. I don't mind seeing the Queen of Wands in a love reading. I don't like seeing the King of Wands in a love reading, and I'll tell you why. If this was like business, this would be great, right? Because this is somebody who is confident, somebody who's a leader, somebody who's great in aspects of business, right? But on the flip side, especially when it comes to relationships, this is somebody who's fucking arrogant, somebody who's egotistical, somebody who thinks they know everything, somebody who thinks they have all the fucking answers when they don't. So, because this is a card of backstabbing, betrayal, painful endings, things coming to an end, right? This talks about people that have been coming your way, people that you've been like in a relationship with, people that you've been attracting in the past, that shit's coming to an end. Challenging times are coming to an end. These people who are arrogant, egotistical, operating from ego, operating from I know everything and you know nothing, that's coming to an end, right? And that's the energy that I get. If this is, like I said, I'm just going to read this as a relationship. If it's not a relationship and you don't like that, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, or I'll just catch you in the next one, right? So we're going to, from going forward, read this as a relationship. So this is coming to an end. These people that have been sent your way, these egotistical egomaniacs, the challenging times are coming to an end. So clarify the lovers for the collective's current energy, please. Oh, okay, perfect. I really like this. I'm not super sure. Okay, so let me explain myself, right? So the Page of Pentacles is like a new opportunity. It's a new beginning. It's the beginning stages of something. So if you're in this current energy, actually, you know what? I do like this, especially because if you're in this current energy of like people from the past or people that were sent your way being egotistical, fucking arrogant, egomaniacs, right? And that coming to an end, or challenging times coming to an end, then it looks like you're on your way to meet your actual twin flame. You may not have met them yet. If you don't know them yet, don't worry. But this talks about the beginning stages of something or a new opportunity. So leaving this person from the past has opened up a new opportunity to meet your divine counterpart in the future. So let's go with the Ace of Swords. Please clarify the Ace of Swords for me. Thank you. Five of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so Five of Wands is kind of like my struggle bus card, right? This is like rivalry and competition that can be friendly or can seem friendly, but can turn ugly real fucking quick, right? So you had some kind of aha moment, some kind of mental clarity about this person from the past and the fact that they were putting you in competition with other people. First of all, ew, I don't like that at all. It's one thing to not like, if you're in a relationship, obviously it's not healthy to only ever be about that person and like fuck everyone else all the time, right? It's not healthy to be codependent on people, but it's also not good to be putting somebody that you claim to love or somebody that you claim to care about to like make them compete for your attention. That's not cool. That's disgusting. And I don't like that energy. And it seems like you had some kind of epiphany or mental clarity about this person who was arrogant and egotistical and was making you compete for their time, compete for their attention. And I don't like that at all. Fuck them. Fuck that person. Bottom of the deck, Six of Cups. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. When I say Spirit hears me when I am talking, I am delivering the messages through Spirit. The words that I choose are theirs, right? And this is somebody from the past. Get out, get gone. You had some kind of mental clarity about someone from the past and ick. I just don't like this energy. This arrogant, egotistical, let me make you compete for my time and attention with 100 other people. No, why would you ever do that? You wouldn't, which is why you left, which is why it was a hard decision, but you made it. You took the leap of faith and you left that person in the dust where the fuck they belong. So let's go for the near future, please. Clarify the Knight of Swords for the collective's near future. Let me just make sure we're still recording. Okay, we are. Clarify the Knight of Swords for the collective's near future. Okay, what the heck? Come on. Oh my gosh. Let me just start over. I don't know what's going on here. I cannot get a hold of these cards. There. Ooh. All right. Perfect. Yep. Eight of Cups. So like I just said, whatever you walked away from in the past, it was not easy for you to do, but you did it, right? So for your near future, you're rushing towards success. This is rushing towards success. This is leaving behind what no longer serves us, what no longer suits us, and what is no longer for our highest good. And I know some people don't like, I don't like the saying what no longer serves us. It's not literal, right? It's not literal. You're not like a servant. This person isn't serving me like a slave, so I'm walking away. Like, get real. That's not what that means. It means what is no longer serving my highest good? What is no longer helping me grow spiritually, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally. You're walking away from that, and whatever you're not going to get stuck in this past energy in the future. You've walked away from something and you are rushing towards success. That's the way that I'm getting this. So I really like that. I like that you are leaving behind what isn't for you and rushing towards what is for you, because that's really important, right? You can't manifest or get what you want if you don't think you deserve it, right? So if you think that all you deserve is whatever comes your way, then that's what the universe will give you. And the fact that you took this leap of faith, the fact that you made this decision when you couldn't see the outcome, when you didn't maybe have anywhere to go, you didn't know what you were going to do, how you were going to get money to do it, but you did it, right? And that was a hard thing for you to do. Oh my gosh, I want to cry right now. Whew, this energy just came out of nowhere. So this is for somebody very specific. Whatever this thing in the past was, you have overcome this. You did a good job, and the universe sees that shit, right? As hard as that was, there will be a payout. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords is the divine counterpart for the King of Swords. I'm obviously not going to leave it there, but then right underneath that, the High Priestess, right? You like literally, I love this. Spirit just clarifies. All right, clarify the High Priestess for me for the collective's near future. One more. All right, cool. Fine. All right. You know what? I'll take this one. I'm not taking this one because this one came out first. Okay. So for the collective and your near future, I actually really like this because the way that this is walking away from what no longer serves or suits us or what's no longer for our highest good, this is a couple different ways, right? This can talk about being a brat in some aspects, but I don't get that energy with this card. I might pull one clarifier, but the way that I'm seeing this right now is you not accepting whatever is thrown your way. Whatever, like the universe, if the universe offers you this person in love, this egomaniac, this arrogant, egotistical, I'm right, you're wrong, my way or the highway, this is the energy you're giving it. Get out. Not even looking at you. I'm not even paying attention to you. This is refusing something that you don't like the offer of. So in the future, what you can expect is to ignore and walk away from what is no longer for your highest good, right? Because the high priestess is somebody who has knowledge of the occult. This is somebody who can see with their eyes closed. This is somebody who, for example, if you thought somebody was cheating on you, you wouldn't stay with this person just because you didn't have the proof. If you can feel it in your gut and you know something's wrong, you're walking away. You no longer need the proof, right? Because you can see in the dark even with a blindfold on. You're that intuitive. You could be blindfolded walking through the dark without a moon and you would still see that shit. So good for you. I'm proud of you. I like that you are no longer being offered whatever scraps are being thrown your way. You are holding out for this lover's energy. You are holding out for the person you're meant to be with. Or if you just want to be single and be by yourself, you're doing that too, right? So if in the near future, in the next 6 months, nobody interests you, then this is the energy you're giving. I'm not even looking at you. You're not interesting. You're not interested. I'm not interested, right? Bottom of the deck, the 10 of Pentacles. This is a happy family card, but this is financial security, stability, wealth, prosperity, abundance, right? So whatever you're walking away from, or whatever you have walked away from, even if it comes back in the future, you're not entertaining it. And if the universe sends you the same person with a different face, you're not entertaining it, which I love. So clarify the King of Swords for the collective's last near future, please. Thank you. Wow, death, rebirth, hell yes. So you are brave, courageous, strong. You're a great communicator, right? And something came to an end, so something new could begin. Death and rebirth. Energy never dies, right? It never really dies. It just transforms and it transfers to something else. So this thing from the past is dead. It's done. It died. Now you get to rebirth this. Shut up. You can't make this up. I love this. I love this so much. I literally just said this thing from the past. It's done. It's dead. It died, right? So something new can begin. Then you got the Page of Cups, which is a new relationship, right? It is a brand new relationship. It's like a youthful naivety, but in a good way. This is also good news, right? Right underneath that, the Lovers. The way I just said, you cannot make this shit up. This false twin flame from the past, done, dead, gone, right? You made the decision, you left them. That was the right choice because now, in the beginning, the universe sees how strong you were. They see how brave you were. That took a lot of courage and a lot of fucking strength, right? And you're going to get rewarded for that. That's going to pay off for you. With a brand new relationship, your actual twin flame. You cannot make this shit. You can't make this shit up. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. And then Page of Wands, again, the bottom of the deck. More good news, right? Good news. Expanding, growing, leaving this past in the past and moving forward. Healthy, with healthy boundaries, healthy relationships, no more toxicity. And I love this for you because, like I said, she's blindfolded, she's in the dark, she's jumping off a cliff, her eyes are closed. Doesn't matter. Your eyes can be closed, it could be in the dark, it could be blindfolded. You will see through everything and everyone instantly. There is no, oh, well, I don't really have proof that they're doing something wrong. You know they're doing something wrong. You can fucking feel it and you will walk away from it and cut it out of your life. You won't even entertain that shit. Good for you, collective. You are a fucking badass. Good for you. All right, so now what we'll do is get some significant numbers and some initials, and this is just the part of the reading that I consider extra confirmation. So if you don't get numbers that are significant or initials that mean anything, don't even worry about it. If this whole reading, like I said, if this reading resonated and applied to you, this is very much your reading. All right, so for the numbers, we have... All right, we have 7, lucky number 7. We have 4, 6, 3, and 50. All right, so let's see. It could be Taurus, could be Pisces, could be Gemini. Lots of Gemini in here. It could be Cancer. You might be in your 50s, 53, 56, 54, 57, early 50s, late 50s, right? You might be 35, 36, 34, 37, 47, 46, 45. The 4th might be significant, the 6th, the 3rd, or the 5th or the 7th. This is technically 50, but if we're, there are no 50 days in a month, so we'll just count that as a 5. So if the 5th is significant, you can count that as the 5th. All right, so now what we will do is pull some initials and see what we got. Woo! All right, we have B, K, I, N. Bikini, maybe you're going on vacation. I don't know. H, J. Sorry about that. My camera died, so I just went ahead and pulled the rest of the letters, and I will go ahead and read them off to you. We'll start over. So we have 2 B's, 2 J's, 2 S's, K, 2 O's, V, E, T, Y, G, 2 I's, Z, 2 N's, R, U, 2 C's, 2 H's. All right, collective, that is where I will leave this reading for you. Feel free to check back for the next one. And as always, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul.